You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere.
It's time for the Nightlight Popcorn Pick of the Week, where we recommend a movie that you'll either enjoy or won't. Here's your host, Pete Schwaba.
All right. One of my favorite times of the week here on Nightlight is our popcorn pick of the week. And I always seem to, we get some films that are popular or that you're not surprised by, and that's fine too, because sometimes they're great films and you just forget about them. And then we get movies like we've had, like with Todd Alba. I don't even remember the name of Todd's, but I have them all written down, but I love getting an obscure one that you don't see coming. So we have no idea what is in store for the pick of the week from our current guest, who is here tonight and going to make said pick. He is a Wisconsin comedian. He's also done radio. He teaches comedy. He's got a new special. He's all over the place. I think he's written several books too. He's a man of letters, and he's here tonight on Nightlight. Dobie Maxwell. Hey, buddy.
Sir Pete of Schwaba, thanks for having me back. It's a treat. When Johnny gives you it used to be when he gave you one of these.
Yeah.
And same thing. I was great on the first time. I'm thinking, I wonder if we had a good time. You called and asked me back. I got the call from Conrad. I am delighted. So I made the cut. Thank you.
Dude, first of all, sometimes you were awesome. That was a lot of fun. And sometimes you just kind of forget. You know what it's like. You've done radio and you're like, oh yeah, I got to have Dobie on again. So I'm glad you made the time. Thank you.
Love the show.
How you been?
It's I was assaulted in a parking lot, and it's like when you assault a comedian, dude, I'm pretty laid back. It really is hard to. And I'm a guest on a sports talk show in the Milwaukee area, and I've been walking now. I had type 2 diabetes. I got diagnosed. I've been walking 1,100 straight days of 10,000 steps a day. That's about 5 miles. So I went in there and I brought a veggie tray, and people made fun of me, and it was fun. So now it's become a tradition. When I go in, I bring a veggie tray. So I stopped at the grocery store, picked it up. I'm in the car. We've all been in this situation. It's you're right by the front door, 5 miles an hour. You're trying to leave the grocery store parking lot. There was I don't want to call her a woman. It was a female. The NFL draft just was. She would have been about a third or fourth round nose tackle to edge rusher. Large woman, and which is fine. You know what? Hey, we all have our thing.
Right.
And she thought I was trying to hit her. I'm doing 5 miles an hour, Pete. Really. And she comes up and she just starts yelling and screaming and goes from 0 to I'll kill you and learn how to drive. And she's swearing at me. So I'm thinking, I got to diffuse this with humor. You know what I'm saying? She's in a bad mood. Probably had a bad life. My window's down. I said, hey, sweetie pants, are you coming on to me? You talk to me like that, you got to buy me dinner. Okay, come on now. Let's just calm down a little bit. Pete, she walks up a foot from my face and spits right in my eye. Spits in my face. Have you ever had that happen? I have never had that happen in my life. And I'm thinking, okay, this is assault. Now, do I have to go home and boil my face? Do I have to drink bleach?
Maybe.
It could be COVID or trench mouth or foot and mouth or hoof and mouth, whatever it is. So I'm thinking, okay, at this day and age, every parking lot in America probably has to be filmed. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to report it. Like, just look, this is not good. I'm trying to, be nice here. I'm not trying to hit anybody.
Yeah.
So she got this big piece of luggage, and I'm assuming it was a purse. And I looked at her and I said, what's that, your feed bag? And she turns around and clocks me right in the face. My glasses go flying. I'm laughing. I'm thinking nothing good can happen here. If I attack her, which I'm not a violent person, but if I attack her, I beat up a woman. If she beats me, I got beat up by a woman. Nothing good is going to happen in this situation. So I had to go fill out a police report, and they looked at the video. It's like John Madden with the telestrator. And it's like, well, we can't be sure that she spit in your face. And I was late for the radio show, so I had to go there. And the guy said, I saw it wasn't his fault. She spit at him. It took 2 men to tackle her down, and I had to leave. I had to be on the radio station. So I think I broke my finger. I'm left-handed, but my right.
It looks a little swollen there, yeah.
It looks like a bratwurst.
Oh my gosh!
And then my left knee is messed up, so it messes my walk. So you know what? I'm thinking, okay, I got to watch my smart mouth. There's a lot of people that are just ready to go in the world right now.
Oh yeah,
they're just picking time bombs. I'm thinking, you know what? You got to shut your mouth sometimes.
There's so much to unpack there. I have to go back to.
Sorry to start with that, but you ask me what's happening. No, that's what's happening.
And that's a great intro. And but you who made fun of you? First of all, okay, You're in Wisconsin, you show up with a veggie tray and someone makes fun of you. That seems
Yeah.
wrong. That was the first red flag of the whole story.
Well, you're radio guys. They're just friends. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
It's one of those things where
gotcha.
They're teasing me. They're guys on the show. So I
Okay.
said, hey, I'm bringing it. So I said, let's get some shrubbery, run them through the pipes.
Sure.
I dropped some weight. I've been working out really good. So it started out as a joke. Now every time I go in about once every week or two.
Yeah.
And I bring it. It's just it costs a couple bucks. It's just fun. We talk about it on the air. It's just, hey, Dobes here. He brought his veggie tray.
You are right,
So-
though. Like, you have to be ready. Like, you almost can't. Like, I've never been, since I've been about 30, probably,
Mhm.
I haven't been afraid to confront people. If something's BS,
Sure.
and now, I got to be honest, it's not like I'm just more hesitant because things escalate so quickly. You don't know who
That's
you're
the thing.
dealing with. You don't know if they have a gun. It's a terrible time to confront people.
It's under 5 seconds to I'll kill you. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe I was closer. Dude, it's 5 miles an hour. We've all been in that situation. It's a grocery store. Move your tuchus, honey. Let's go. It's like it's cars. You got to cross the thing. But it just rage and anger. I'm thinking, okay, she probably had a hard life. I'm not trying to be, but I try to diffuse it with humor, and she did. She was not in a laughing mood. I'll say that.
You said she went up to the window. I thought you were going to say, and we're now registered at Bed Bath & Beyond. But it went the other way, and I can't. Like, do you think you could have taken her? Like, let's say you guys did throw down.
No, I would say in the WWE, she would have been a light heavyweight champion. She was a big woman there, and she had the red hair, looked like Ronald McDonald with
Oh my
a
gosh.
condition, and it's just the tattoos. And I don't want to be stereotyped. I don't judge people. I really don't. You know
Right.
what? I've had a hard life. I'm just trying to get through.
Sure.
But to go from that, I'm trying to say, okay, let's have a laugh about it. I got too close. I'm sorry, but this was not a.
I'm glad you're okay, dude. That's
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that's scary. Very unsettling to hear that right out of the
So let's
gate.
talk happy things, man. It is so if you're up in Crivets and somebody, I think in the city, that's why I like the hinterland. You don't get that in Rhinelander.
No,
Come on over for the Packer draft.
True. That's true.
Did you watch the draft? Now, I know you're a Bears fan. It's totally cool, but
Yeah.
every football fan watches the draft, no matter we happen to be in Green Bay this year. But you watch it, and you just assuming your name's going to get called.
Well, I wasn't
Green Bay
assuming
Packers.
my name was going to get called, but
No.
I did watch, and we talked a little bit about it because Conrad took some time off and went over to the draft. Were you happy with how things unfolded?
You know what? I just think it's cool, because we're never going to. How many people actually get to experience that?
Yeah.
And not even just get drafted in the first round and you're on TV and everybody's in your living room. It's just a cool thing. Most people don't get. I would love the backup punter, the Buffalo Bills draft, Pete Schwaba,
Right.
Caucasian end arounder.
I do think I've reached a point in my life where I live vicariously. I can relate to people sitting in the living room, and I'm genuinely happy for them. I'm like, what a great moment this
Yeah.
must be for this person, Except to people who like Shadur Sanders, like we were talking about. I don't know what the guy's deal is. I don't know what happened, but that was getting a little weird.
It was, and you look at a situation where, hey, okay, his dad's an NFL coach. Well, you know what? If you had a kid, you would protect your kid too.
Yeah.
And Deion Sanders could be a little. I look at it, it's like I wasn't there. I don't know.
I
Maybe he
thought
said the wrong
everybody
thing.
liked him, though. I thought Deion Sanders was really popular with like the
I thought so,
NFL
too.
alumni, but I don't know anything about it, so who knows?
And Shadur seems, he had a good college career, and his teammate went number 2. And it's like, hey, he's got a great chance now to prove everybody wrong. Okay, I'm going to come in there
Right.
and be good. So I look at it as a positive. Wish the guy well. I don't wish
Sure.
anybody bad.
Well, all right, let's get this popcorn pick going here, and then
Yeah.
we'll talk about, you got some other cool stuff we have to talk about. My guest is Dobie
Thank you.
Maxwell. He is here to make the popcorn pick of the week. Dobie's a comedian, Wisconsin-based. He's lived all over, though, but I know he loves his home state, and he's got a few things we'll get to in just a minute. But I want to ask you, how do you watch movies, Dobe? Are you a theater guy or at home?
I thought about this when you approached me. And I love this concept. I'm old school and I'm cheap. Okay, which I don't know. That's gonna be. And I'm from Wisconsin, so I went to a rummage sale maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and it was so funny. This married couple, they're moving out of their house, and this guy had about 400 or 500 DVDs in the binders.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
they were really all the guy movies, all the Star Wars, all the Godfathers, all the Die Hard movies, just everything. And I just got a wild hair up my nose, and I said, "How much for all of these?" And his wife perked up. You can have them all for $100, because she wanted them gone. You could tell that was a big bone of contention. She wanted them gone.
Right.
And the guy's like, "Oh well, that's." I said, "Well, sold $100." So before he could say no, I bought them. So I went through them all, and I figured it out. They come to about 14 cents a DVD. for all these, and there's great movies in there.
Gosh.
And there's like 400 of them, and all the guy movies in there. So I'm thinking, okay, I have a DVD player, is like $40 at Menards has them, and I pop in movies, and I own them. I can watch them as many times as I want to. I can put them on pause. I can change my transmission fluid. I can do whatever I want to and watch them. That's how I like to watch movies. And you say what I like to make my own food and watch them. So that's probably not the sexy answer, but that's how I like to watch.
However you do it. I mean, I know there's this big movement now to try to get people back to the theater. I'm all for that. I love going. I love going to the movies, but
Me too.
I probably watch more at home than I do in the theater just by way of convenience. So, no, I think that's a great answer. What's the last film you've seen in the theaters, Dobe?
Oh man, that's a really good question. It's been a while, and I can't. That's a good. You caught me off guard there. I can't. Remember. It's been that long. The Godfather, Green Bay. No, I saw that. I honestly, I think it was. I really don't recall.
Okay.
Took me off guard.
Yeah. I love the. I do see DVDs at garage sales once in a while, and I don't go to many of them. But if it's like on the way home, and I see something, I'll stop. But I rarely like the movies. Like it'll be like a 70s or like Steven Seagal movies or something. I wouldn't even pay 14 cents for something like that. But like, I also hate, this is what drives me crazy when I'm walking through the garage sale and the owner is bird dogging me, trying to give me the history of every little item. I'm like, I'm not going to do the same thing you did with your stuff. Just back off and let me, kind of visualize this end table in the basement,
Sure.
So, but anyway, what is your, do you let's do this, Dobe. If you were watching a movie in a theater and a bunch of people were talking, and I run into this often in Marinette, it's either older people who think they're in their living room and they talk loud, or the kids who are in there just hanging out and wanted to pay $10 to do it. I don't get that either. But what would you do? Do you confront them or do you just kind of let it pass?
I try to be nice, and after this latest incident, I don't know if I'm going to confront anybody in my life. I'll get whacked at the old folks' home. But I like to, do the whole cough thing, like, like you got whooping cough, like, go right behind them. You try to be nice about it. It's like, shh. And some people, depending on where you are, will react to that. We all paid to get in. Isn't it fair? Talk afterwards. Go outside and talk. You don't have to.
I did that too. And Conrad, I told you this when I went to see, I think it was Longlegs, kind of a creepy movie. Okay. And I get in there and I sit down. I'm the only one in the theater. So I kind of want somebody else to show up so I'm not on my phone like I could be in my living room. So this couple comes in and they sit, I'm in the last row. They sit right in front of me. Like it's their favorite spot. You got the whole theater and they sit right in front of me. So I had to be the guy to leave and go somewhere else in the theater. Oh, God, that drove me crazy.
Now that's cool. What I would have done is just reached over and helped myself to popcorn and snow caps. Taking a suck off the big Pepsi. When you sit that close, you're paying for my snacks.
I believe you. I believe that you would do that.
I would. That would be fun.
Do you have a favorite genre, Dobe, of movie you like to watch?
The guy movies, the mob movies are kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's like stuff you'd never do. And comedy, I don't know, as a comedian, do you watch comedies? I do once, it's hard to get me. Again, I love Godfather, Green Bay. It exceeded my expectations. It was wonderful, but not a lot of comedies do what the masses like.
I'm with you.
I don't tend to think it's funny. I know disrespect there, but we're comedians. We think differently.
And I'm with you. I like to watch something different typically. If there's like a new comedy that's all the rage and it's a good movie and not just a silly one line, whatever, I'll do it. But all right, we're going to get Dobie's pick. We're going to do a very quick break and then we'll come back and I've got a couple more questions for Dobe. We'll get his popcorn pick of the week and then we're going to talk about his new comedy special, which is pretty cool. This is Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
He's the greatest dancer. The champion of dance. His moves will put you in a trance, and he never leaves the disco alone.
You're listening to Civic Media. Stay up to date on the latest news and information for your local community and Wisconsin by signing up for our free email newsletter. Visit civicmedia.us/email to get started.
Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. It is a pleasure to be here tonight, and thank you for being with me, folks. Our question of the night is, what is your favorite or least favorite emoji? So send those in, and if you want to send a picture with your text, we can share that on the stream as well. We've got some good ones so far, and we will get to text in just a little while. Right now, we usually, I'll tell you, Dobe, usually our popcorn pick of the week is done by now, but that story was so epic. I don't mind.
Thanks, man.
It's
I'm
worth
sorry
it.
to slow it down.
No.
I have a favorite emoji too. Can we? The one
Absolutely.
with the party hat where they're blowing the noisemaker.
Right. That's a
I
great
like
one.
that one.
I
That's
like
a
that
good
one
one.
too, and I like the guy in the disco outfit who's kind of discoing.
Ah,
when I
that's a
first
good
saw
one. Yeah,
that,
I like
I
that.
actually laughed, and
Yeah, me
and
too.
now I'm the guy that shares it. So let me ask you this: a couple more questions, and we'll get your pick. Do you have a favorite movie star or someone you'll just go see a movie because this movie star or stars is in it?
Yeah, John C. Reilly of all people.
Oh, nice.
I just think that guy. He does comedy.
He's
he does
great.
drama, and he just every movie he's in, I love. And the other one is Michael McKean. He is in everything.
Yeah.
He's in Spinal Tap. He is in Better Call Saul. He's in just all my favorite movies. He was he Lenny or Squiggy? Not that I love
Yeah.
that show, but I grew up in Milwaukee. I would love to meet him and say, if you're in it, I'll watch it.
He's one of those guys. I don't know when he achieved this, or there are certain guys that get to that point in their career where everybody just wants them in their project. And he's
Yeah.
great as an actor. He's funny. He just can do everything. And that's a great, those are
Probably
two
a good guy
great
too.
names.
Like in comedy, it's like
Yeah.
you have to be the funniest. No, you got to be good in the car.
Right,
If I'm riding the
right.
Marinette, Pete's a good guy. You are funny, but you're good in the car.
I'd rather be with a guy on the road who's good in the car than on stage. Because on stage, I can walk out
Absolutely.
of the room. But if you're stuck with someone in the car,
Yeah.
it's trouble.
No, it's
all-
totally
All right, so what was I going to ask you? Okay, so what is your favorite movie snack, though? When you're watching movies in the theater or at home, or is it the same thing?
Well, in the theater, actually, I like Raisinets and Goobers because I like the raisins and the peanuts. It can't
Nice.
be. It's got to be a mix.
You eat them together.
I do eat them together,
Interesting.
and I know that's
Okay.
probably against the movie snack laws. And I don't know, but it's because double. It's only it's $14 for one box. So you got to have two.
Right.
But I do like that. And at home, I know this is weird. I grew up in Wisconsin. I have an affinity for liverwurst. I just do. Braunschweiger, a good a Braunschweiger is great. I love it in a sandwich form, and I have a good thick liverwurst sandwich. I love sauerkraut. I know that's bad. I eat weird stuff, but that's what I
Wow.
like. And if I'm home watching these DVDs, I can do it. So nobody has to do it but me.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't have to bother anybody else.
What you're making a face, Conrad? What is that face like?
don't like liverwurst?
I don't like that
My-
food, or I do like that.
My
food?
dad has
Okay,
been
if you don't.
trying to get me to try liverwurst for probably my whole life, and I still will not do it.
What is it?
Conrad, it'll open new vistas in your personality.
What is it? What is Braunschweiger too? Is that just sausage?
No, it's liverwurst. It's liverwurst. It's
Oh.
I don't know if it's the German word for it.
Okay.
But it's just like Usingers. It's good Braunschweiger. Like at the store, they have the cheap ones. I don't know what part of the pig or any other critter that they chop off, but Braunschweiger means the creme de la creme.
Probably
That's the
best not
best.
to ask questions.
No,
I did
just
that too.
enjoy.
Whenever we would come to Milwaukee, my mom's family it was from Milwaukee. The Murphys were Milwaukee's, were
Mm-hmm.
from Milwaukee, and my Uncle Pat would use my mom's brother would put the raw hamburger with onions
cannibal sandwiches.
and salt and pepper on rye bread.
Yes, sir.
And I tried one just to try it, and I don't know why people eat that. Is it a badge of honor? Is it kind of like
Well, I think it comes from about 14 Pabst Blue Ribbons, and it's just washing your mouth out. But what I like to do, that's a New Year's Eve tradition in where I come from in Wisconsin.
well, that I
Milwaukee.
get. Yeah, if you make an event somehow, but just eating
I'll
it,
eat it
really
24/7.
all right.
I like it. If I'm going to the electric chair, that's what I'm having. Cannibal sandwiches, liverwurst.
and everybody at
some
the
head
prison will be like, "What did he ask for?"
I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah.
I'm
All right.
pulling the switch myself.
What about the movie, Dobe?
Which one did I pick?
Yeah. Oh no. I'm sorry. What about if you're at the movie? What's your favorite? Oh, you said. I'm sorry. You told me raisins.
No, that's okay. Goobers and Raisinets together. Got to be the peanuts and the raisins together.
We got a text on the stream. PJ says liverwurst is, and then emojis, green face,
Give me the bar face.
puke emoji, and then he
All
says
right.
those are also my favorite emojis. All right, I think we're ready. Conrad, drum roll, please. Let's get Dobie Maxwell, comedian Dobie Maxwell's popcorn pick of the week.
Eastbound and Down, Loaded Up and Truckin', Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh,
Burt
nice.
Reynolds, Jackie Gleason.
Awesome.
1970. Here's the reason I picked that. Now, most comedians, now you seem like a normal guy, Pete, and I really respect you and I like you and I think you're really funny.
Appreciate
Most
that.
comedians are just whacked out. I mean, they say, that whole troublesome childhood. I call it a dented can. My dad was a biker. I was raised by my grandparents, and my grandparents fought like cats and dogs. And the reason I say Smokey and the Bandit, one of the only times I remember all three of us getting along in the same room, I was about 15 when that movie came out, and they took me to see it. So, and we all laughed, everybody. And that movie's got everything in it. It's got car chases. It's got the hot chick, Sally Field. It's got jokes. It's got country music. It's got everything you like. Burt Reynolds is the hot guy at the time. Not that I was interested in that. But I just watched it in my stash that I bought. That was in there. I watched it about a week ago. It still holds up. And from Jackie Gleason and Buford Justice, the lines in there, to go from Ralph Cramden to Buford T.
Man.
Justice. That's some range. And laugh out loud to this day. I thought it was hilarious. I love that movie.
My favorite line is a Jackie Gleason line from that movie when his kid says he has to let him off on the side of the road to go pee, and Jackie Gleason says, "Well, give it a fast shake." Like, it's just, I don't remember much about the movie, but I do remember laughing hysterically when it came out. And I've got a Burt Reynolds story for you, Dobe, we could do after the news.
Let me hear it. That'd be great. Yeah,
let's
sure.
do it. We'll do the news, and Tricky Nicky on the text line says, we've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. And then a thumbs up emoji. Fantastic. Thank you,
Beautiful.
Tricky. All right, Toby Maxwell is here. The popcorn pick of the week is in. It is Smokey and the Bandit. Welcome back. I'm Pete Schwaba. This is Nightlight. Great to have you with me on this Wednesday. Our question of the night is, what is in your pocket? Conrad's mom checks in and says, mailbox key and phone. It is a mile walk to the mailbox. That could be a far walk. She times it right.
That is a long walk. Yeah.
It's funny on that thing, too, like on Puberty, they had a couple walking together, like that was bringing them closer together, which I suppose it can.
Yeah.
Brian from Milwaukee says, 2 lens cleaning wipes for my glasses and some blue pocket fuzz. All right. Oh, most people don't have anything too exciting in their pocket, but I appreciate the honesty, and I'm truly curious. On the stream, Dave says, a Swiss Army knife, car keys, wallet, phone charger, lint. PJ says, besides my hand, lint. And then Craig says, Pete, regarding one of tonight's subjects, most teachers don't pass wind in public that are private tutors. Oh, my God. Okay.
That's a great joke.
I should have read that over first. Thank you, Craig. Share what's in your pocket, folks. That's tonight's question of the night. Mike Radu coming up at 7:20. Mike is a theater owner, and he is an independent theater owner. No megaplexes. He owns 2 really old, cool theaters. We're going to talk about that with Mike. He's coming into the studio, which will be fun. But right now, I'm excited to welcome another Mike. Have we ever had 2 mics on the show at the same night?
I think this is radio history.
I think we're doing it again. Mike Schmidt is a comedian, one of my favorites, and he hosts the 40-Year-Old Boy podcast. And he is just a great dude. It's great to have him back here on Nightlight. It's been too long. He joins us on the stream. Hey, buddy, how are you?
2 mics, 1 Pete. How are you, sir?
That sounds nefarious somehow.
Fairly dirty. It sounds fairly dirty. I'm not going to lie.
Not as dirty as 2 Petes and 1 Mike.
Well,
Maybe.
listen, I've been on hold here for, it seems like an hour, and all I've heard is you talking about farts in the forest or whatever the hell you're talking about. I mean, and my favorite thing was, hey, man, I don't do any bathroom humor, and then forget it. Katie, bar the fart door, because you went bananas.
I went bananas. You know, I don't do that. I said I don't. I think I've talked about it on one other occasion. This just was kind of staring me in the face. It was like something I couldn't deny.
Poor choice of words. Poor choice of
That's
words.
all I do, Mike. And it's just so silly. I had to address it. So
I see.
I
All right.
don't
Well,
know.
that's fine. It's your show. You handle it any way you want. But I enjoyed the disclaimer up top where it's like, I never do this. And then
I know. It's
the
like,
horses sprinted for the gate.
I rarely tell racist jokes, but
But guess what?
yeah, right, exactly. Hey, it's good to have you on the show. How are you doing, Mike?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me on the show. And I will tell you, I didn't know if people could see me. I couldn't remember because it's been a while since I've been here. And I literally just got out of the shower. It looked like somebody dragged me out of a swimming pool. So I was like, my camera's off. It's staying off. Nobody wants to see this. It's ridiculous.
Could you not have timed that better where, like you could have put some clothes on or?
Pete, I'm not naked. I'm wearing
Oh, okay.
clothes, but I'm
Gotcha.
just, my hair is a fright. And you know me, I often shower right before a performance. That's how I like to handle it. I only put myself in clubs that have a shower backstage.
We have a friend, and since we started off on the wrong foot with the bathroom humor, I'll just keep rolling with it. But our friend I'm not going to say who it is because that would be unprofessional. That would be unprofessional.
Wow.
But it names with pitch ground. So maybe you can figure out who it is. But he always had to go number 2 before he went on stage. That was just like a nervous habit he had. Well, he mistimed it one night, and we were at Jukebox Comedy Club in Peoria. And one of the funniest things I've ever seen was his name being called onto the stage, and all I could see were his feet in the stall under the door. And I was like, there's no way he's making this. Even if he's extremely talented, it's not happening. But we all have our routines before we go.
But I loved that you said, because you said he mistimed it one night, which made me think he was on, instead of going before he went on stage, he got on stage, and hell, I forgot the order of this. And if any one of us is going to do that, it's going to be pitch ground, because clearly that's the kind of, and he used to wrestle, right? I understand he used to wrestle.
He did. I can't say his joke for that on the air, unfortunately,
okay.
but it's a beautiful joke. And he's not above leaving a little pile on the stage if he mistimes things. So, all right, let's move on rapidly because we've got a lot to talk about. What's in your pocket? Do you have pockets, Mike, even though you just got out of the shower?
At this moment, I do, because I'm wearing sweats, but there's nothing, nary a thing in the pocket. But during the day, usually, I'm just as boring as everyone else, except for the guy carrying a knife. That correct? Like, I don't care if it's a Swiss Army knife. You have a weapon in your pocket, dude. No, you can try to pretend it's like, oh, I might run into a jar I need to open. No, sir. We know this is for shivving somebody in a dark alley. Don't try to get out.
There's an emergency whittling situation that pops up.
Yeah, what the hell? But I'm phone, wallet, keys. That's why I'm phone, wallet, keys.
All right. Nothing wrong with that. Appreciate the honesty. And it's good to keep clean pockets. Did
you ever, like, I'm going to ask,
Yeah.
did you ever carry anything more? Was there anything more than phone, wallet, keys in your pocket in your life? What have you carried?
Yeah, I tend to, probably, I don't like to, like, if I'm trying not to carry like a backpack or something, I'll shove stuff into my pockets, but it's like the same stuff we've been hearing tonight. Phone charger, occasionally some bad intentions, that kind of thing, Mike.
Sure.
I don't know.
Now, are you a handkerchief guy? Were you ever one of those dudes?
You know what? Here's the weird thing. I'm not a handkerchief guy. I think they're like kind of gross, but I do keep like paper towels in my pockets just in case, because all of a sudden you never know when you're going to need it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
A Bounty, carry a pack of Bounty with you. That's totally fine. But a handkerchief, that's a commitment, man. That's like a piece of clothes that you vomit in. I mean, it's like the craziest thing I've ever heard.
There are times I'll be around like some old school guys and I'll see them pull out a hanky and I'll have like this visceral reaction where I just almost dry heave.
Yeah.
And I want to say, what do you got against the quicker picker upper? It's a little more sanitary and you don't have to carry that disgusting thing around.
Ask Rosie.
Pocket.
Rosie will tell you.
Exactly.
Let me tell you this: 6th grade, Westview Middle School in Romeoville, Illinois, 6th grade.
Okay.
Our gym teacher was a man named Mr. Nellis, and he was your prototypical old school baseball hat from the 20s in 1977.
Right.
Baggy blue pants, whistle, the whole nine. And he would fish into his pocket and pull out a handkerchief that never saw the inside of a washing machine, never saw anything but his pocket and his nose. That was it, like bang, 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 back and forth. It was a one-way street, a two-way street. So then one day he comes in this, you can ask Lenny, my brother, who will totally tell you this.
Right.
He reaches in, he's fishing for the handkerchief one day, and we're all like, oh Christ, here it comes. And he reaches in and he pulls out a hot dog and bites it a couple times and shoves it back in the handkerchief pocket. Never forgot it.
That is like just a health violation on so many levels, Mike.
Right? This is the guy teaching me about why hair is growing where it's growing. And now he's got a pocket full of sausage that I'm not interested in. What are you doing, man?
He's teaching you about hygiene, and he's pulling a hot dog out of his pocket.
Right? Mr. Nellis, man, curb it.
Oh, that's awful. Great
It
name.
was great.
Great name, though. I love the name.
It was him and Mr. Krushka. I got to tell you Mr. Krushka's story. Mr. Krushka was also a gym teacher in Westview. And then when I went to Bolingbrook High School, he wound up being he was a teacher there. And he had this cadence, the way he would talk, Schmidt, what are you doing? Like he would just, and he called everybody by their last name. So one year, my sophomore year, we had a transfer student, a kid from probably Vietnam. I don't know, somewhere over there, somewhere where their names end in G's. So this dude, and we adopt him, and like my crew adopts this guy because we want it where he's like our guy. Like he's got super long fingernails, and he's just a different cat. And his English is bad. So we're doing archery outside, and as a gym experience, and we're shooting, and it's Fong's turn to shoot, and Fong goes, and we go, Fong, now when you shoot, you got to go get the arrow. And he's like, okay, I don't know what he said, and we're like, no, when you shoot, you got to go out, because we were shooting into hay bales and targets.
Okay.
So and there's like 15 of them lined up, and people are they're all shooting. So Fong shoots his arrow, and I should tell you, this is in like 1981, I think. And Fong shoots it, and then he goes to run out to the hay bale and grab the arrow. And Krushka's down the line. He just goes, Fong, what are you doing? You'll wind up like Sadat. Get back here, because a week before this, Anwar Sadat had attended a parade, his last parade. But Krushka out of nowhere drops that on Fong. Fong, get back here, or you'll wind up like Sadat in front of 13-year-old boys. Gorgeous.
Oh God, that's funny.
Marty Krushka. Come on, that's the dudes. They were legends.
Oh, that's so great. Mike, all right. I don't know when this story happened, but I've heard from a couple of our mutual friends that you have a story about playing basketball against girls. And I hope this isn't a horribly misogynistic story or something, but it's supposed to be very funny.
Well, that first of all, that just sounds horrible the way you framed it. It sounds, you played basketball against girls.
Well, it sounded like it was an experiment the way I heard it the first time, but I've never heard the story.
All right. Well, first I'll just tell you, I love sports, playing sports, but I didn't play sports in school. My grades weren't there. My mom wouldn't let me, whatever. It didn't matter.
Right.
So we'd play sandlot all day, baseball, and we'd play basketball on a 9-foot rim and dunk. It was totally fun.
Yeah.
So me and my friend Mike Scott and Mike Casey, you think you had a lot of mics in the studio tonight. We got 3 mics on this team. And we wind up having a talk, because there's on our girls basketball team in the high school. And again, this is freshman year.
Yeah.
So there was the 3 best players were women, these girls. I don't know if I should say their names, but I won't say their last names, but it was Judy, Patty, and Nola.
Okay. No mics.
And they no mics on the ladies team. And so it got into a beef, like a war of words, where we were talking. And Mike could play basketball, Mike Scott. He didn't play on the team, but he was okay to good.
Okay.
Mike Casey was not as bad as me. Here's how bad I am at basketball. I got a friend named Jimmy O, and Jimmy O's nickname besides Jimmy O is Stool or Stoolie. And the reason he got that was because he plays basketball like a word I can't say on your radio show. Okay. So that's why he was nicknamed Stool. So then a couple of years ago, we had the ultimate showdown against him to see who was worse, and I lost. So that's how bad I am. And luckily, I didn't get the Stool nickname. He continues to wear it probably to this day. Yes, sir. But I, like on the small rim, forget it. I was like backing people down, and it was amazing because I was like a combination of Bill Lane Beer hurting people and Kevin Duckworth with one-handed jumpers. I was amazing. But regular basketball, 10-foot rim, forget it. So Judy and Mike are having a bit of thing, and they're like, we could beat you guys in basketball. And Mike's like, you could never beat us. There's no way. He goes, me and Mike would kill you guys. And they're like, we play on the team. Like, we would absolutely destroy you. And I'm nervous because I'm like, Mike, now what are you doing, man? This is probably bad. And they're like, well, then let's play. And he's like, all right, we'll figure it out. We'll play. We'll get together and we'll play. So the summer comes and Mike tells me, hey, we're playing them this week. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, we're going to play them. We're going on to Falcon Ridge. We're going to play them. I'm like, oh, Christ. All right. So me, him, and Mike, and like, I don't practice or anything. Again, I don't know what to do. I play street basketball.
Right.
So, and then we get there and they're in like almost like matching uniforms and they're doing a layup line. I mean, they're just like amazing. And, Mike's practically, he didn't, but he smoked that day just for no reason. He's like, all right, let's do this. That's how out of shape and bad we were.
So great.
So
hey,
we get
Mike,
there. And
can we, the game is about to start. Can we wait? We're going to do a very quick break. We'll come back and find out what happened and Mike's pickup basketball game. I love it. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight. Mike Schmidt is here on the Civic Media Radio Network.
You're listening to Civic Media. Find the latest news, information, and archives of all your favorite shows on the Civic Media website, civicmedia.us.
Welcome back. You got Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. I am Pete Schwaba. Conrad is back. He was back last night after a lengthy stay at the draft where he was asked to leave with good reason. I'm kidding, Conrad. You know that. I'm very excited, folks. My friend Mike Schmidt is on the show, very funny comedian and host of the 40-Year-Old Boy podcast. Absolutely check it out. Mike was in the middle of telling a story about how he and two other Mikes were about to square off against three girls who were outstanding basketball players.
They're very good.
Right.
As a matter of fact, when they arrived, like I said, as freshmen, the girls' team was never anything, I guess, to write home about. But then when these three arrived, everybody's like, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
It's about time we've got some juice with the arrival of Judy, Patty, and Nova. So we get there, and like I said, they're hitting shots. I'm looking at, because again, Mike's good.
Right.
So, and Mike and my other friend Mike is just, he's just there. Mike, he never talked. I don't know. I think I heard him talk twice throughout all of high school. He's one of those guys. Mike, I'll tell you what, Mike, we actually, one time after school, me and Mike went with Mike because Mike had a fight with Mar Allen. And they had a fight like 3 o'clock high. They fought for like 45 minutes.
Oh,
dude.
wow.
Blood and mud. It was gorgeous. And then it was at the end, they shook hands and we just went home. It was crazy. It was the weirdest thing.
Right. No guns. None of that craziness. Yeah. Everybody goes home. Put the guns down and fight like men, people. Yeah. Or women, whatever.
They went at it. I mean, I think about it now. It was like Titanic clash between Mike and Mar Allen. Yeah. And Mike, it was great. It was a spectacle I won't soon forget, Peter. So they're practicing. They're really good. And I tell Mike, the guy who's good at basketball, I go, Mike, look, man, you gotta score every time.
You gotta carry us.
This is gonna be terrible. Yeah, please. And he's like, well, don't worry about it. Yeah, we'll be fine. And so we gave them the ball like to take it out, and they were like, no, you guys take it out, because they were good basketball players, and we were just this motley crew of nobodies. And the game started, and Pete, we beat the hell out of these girls.
Oh, no. I thought this story was going the other way. That's hilarious.
We destroyed them. I don't know if they scored. I don't remember but I knew there was trouble when after like the 6th time we scored, Sweet Georgia Brown came out of nowhere, just started playing. It was demoralizing because again, we're bad. Like Mike's okay to good. He's not on the team or anything. Like he's just a guy who plays. And Mike and me and the other Mike we're stone pillars. But Pete, let me tell you this: as good as these women were at basketball, and they continue to be good throughout their entire high school careers, it's very hard to defeat a 7-inch height disadvantage.
Right.
I mean, I was 6 foot. I'm 6'2" now. I was 6 foot in high school, and the tallest one of them was Patty, who was probably 5'6".
And she was the center, maybe.
Yeah, and she's trying to guard me. Forget about it. I'm yamming on this girl. Forget it. You don't want any part of me. Step off, Patty. I'm bad every other day of the year, every other day of my life, but today I am absolutely shacking you to pieces. It was a mess. We left them laying in just a smoking ruin.
Was there talking afterwards? Did you guys all part friends, or what happened after?
Of course, we were friends all through school.
Oh, good.
And I mean, not hanging out, but you'd see them
Sure.
all. I mean, we were, again, it was 4 years we were going to have to be in there, but I know that they knew every moment they grabbed a basketball. Every time they saw us, they had to realize that we were the L that would never be erased, because they're not getting a rematch. There's no rematch. That's not. I mean, they could call now, and I'm like, sorry, it's not happening.
No way.
You're taking this to the grave. You got absolutely dominated by two slobs and a decent guy.
I really thought that was going the other way, like they were just dropping bombs and crushed you guys. That's so funny.
We killed them. We absolutely killed them.
Do you remember this, Mike? One time, we were talking in LA, and I'm a Jordan guy. You've always been a Larry Bird guy. And I always loved when something would set you off in a conversation. And I said something about Larry Bird that was not, Larry Bird's great, but I don't know what I said, like he didn't play defense or whatever. And you said, do you want me to come over there right now and hit you? I was like, well, no.
Well, and don't get it. Michael Jordan's the greatest player who ever played.
Sure.
Don't make me like I'm anti-Jordan. Jordan's the king.
Right.
I had a stranger. Whatever. I was in a restaurant in a mall, like a food court, and there was a guy behind me. He was on the phone, and he was the LeBron guy, and the guy on the other end of the phone was clearly the Jordan guy. So they're having that argument. Who's the best? And he's laying out, well, the thing is, he's 41, he's still doing it. And you hear the guy on the phone, he's like, Jordan, blah, blah, and they're going back and forth. After like 15 minutes, I just turn around, I looked at him and I go, 6-0 in finals, beat Hall of Famers in every finals.
Yeah.
6 NBA Finals MVPs. Put the phone away.
Right. To a total stranger.
Yeah. And he laughed, thankfully.
And how do you, that's my argument for the Jordan LeBron thing. Like, nobody ever even took Jordan to a game 7 in the finals. So it's tough to have, I give LeBron total credit. I mean, to do what he's done for as long as he has is incredible, but they're different players. LeBron is huge, and I mean, they both are, but LeBron is a different player, I think.
Yeah, LeBron is 6'9", 250. I mean, but also there's something to be said for a 40-year-old man at 6'9", 250, still getting 28 and 10. I mean, he's a miracle. And if you wanted to tell me he was the second best of all time, I would concede that point.
I would too.
I like Kareem and all those. There's a lot of guys I can argue for, but from what LeBron's accomplished and done, I mean, and again, the chase down block against the Warriors is ridiculous. He has legendary moments that you'll never forget. The 25 points in a row in the playoffs for Cleveland. I mean, it's insane, dude. He was, but again, everyone has everybody forgot about Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas is a amazing Hall of Fame basketball player. He's incredible, but because he's a jerk. I know. We hated him because he was mean to Jordan and he was a jerk.
I'm glad, Mike, that you and I agree on all three of these points, and we didn't have another Larry Bird moment here, because that did frighten me a lot. Nightlight with Pete Schwab on the Civic Media Radio Network.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.